All right, welcome everyone to our follow-up class from Kripalu. So we are going to be making a create your own soup, and Laura and I are in, different kitchens, and we're both going to be cooking. And you guys are both cooking? Yeah, cool. If anyone comes on in the meanwhile, I can let them in. Can you also let them in, Laura? Do you see, or only me?
I'm not a co-host, so you'll have to do it.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout then. All right. Do you want to start explaining about this kind of recipe?
Yeah, so this is a plant doc recipe, and it's a template recipe, which I love because it's really like, and I've been doing this like for the last couple of weeks with some other classes with sheet pans or one pan meals. It's a great way to kind of like give you different options and to do what I call a fridge dive. So not necessarily just your fridge, but also your pantry. You can use whatever you have. It's a great way to use up little bits and pieces of things as well. And it gives you so many different options and so many different flavor profiles to kind of, customize what you like. But it also just makes it really, really simple. So we're going to build a soup and we're going to do it in layers. And we're going to start and on the recipe, it tells you like the quantity that you'll need of these different kind of categories. And then you just kind of improvise with whatever you have. So whenever we're building a soup, we're always going to start with our aromatics. And we might have talked about this at Kripalu, but traditionally speaking, aromatics are like onions, carrots, celery. Those form the base of your soup or your stock. If you're going to make veggie stock, it's also great to use for that. And so we're going to start. I just want to show you my mise en place, and I'll explain the ingredients, and then we'll start cooking. So I'm going to start with first I'm going to start dry sauteing the onions because these have moisture in it. So that's going to release a little bit of moisture and kind of give us a base for like the dry toasting um, our onions. And then I'm going to add my aromatics, which in this case I had a leek. I have some carrots and celery. So that'll be my next step. And then we're going to add in our seasoning or our spices. I have some garlic and fresh ginger here. I love fresh ginger because it just adds like such a nice kind of spicy kick to things. If you have dried spices, you can add those in this step as well. Just remember, if like, just for your information, if you're following a recipe, if it calls for fresh and you're using dried, you're going to use one third the amount. So in other words, if it calls for a tablespoon of fresh, you're going to use a teaspoon of dried because it's more concentrated. Then we're going to add our veggies. So here's where you can go wild, whatever you like. I happen to have like some cabbage, and I had like a half a sweet potato, and I had half of a winter squash and half of a zucchini. So that's what I've chopped up here. And just remember when you're making a soup or a stew, when you're cutting up your vegetables, there are two things that you can think about. So you want to think about the size. So one thing is, it wants to fit on a spoon. So you don't want to have a huge chunk. I like a half-inch dice. But also think about whatever else you're putting in your soup or stew. If there's something that's already pre-sized, like in this case, I'm going to use these cannelli beans. Well, so I don't want anything bigger than that because I can't make this smaller, right? Because it's a bean. So think about that when you're cutting. So then we're going to add our veggies, and then I also have some diced tomatoes that I'm going to add in here. And then we have what's called our flavor boosters. So I have some miso I'm going to use. You can use tomato paste. You could use some tamari, whatever you want to add in there to really boost the flavor, and some fresh herbs, whatever herbs you have. We're going to add in our stock. So I have 4 cups of chicken stock, or veggie stock, or you could add water or no chicken. There's like a stock called no chicken stock. Um, then you can add in whatever leafy greens you want to add in. Those go at the very end. And I'm actually going to add in some farro. You can add in any grain you want at this point, or you can just serve it over the grain. And then we're just going to cook it until it's done. And then we're going to garnish it with some more fresh herbs. So those are like the steps. Does that sound good? Ready to cook?
Yeah, so I just want to point out, like Laura's method is like very chefy, and you look at what she's doing, it might be a little intimidating for like a regular home cook. So I'm just pointing out, like, if you can see my food view, um,
Yes, we can see it.
um, I don't really have mise. My mise en place is just that I've pulled all my vegetables out of the refrigerator in my can. So like I have all my ingredients, but I don't chop things until I'm ready to chop them. And that's how I cook. So I'm just showing that there's like different approaches to cooking. Like while my onions are cooking, I'm gonna then chop the next thing. But
No,
we're gonna
I
let
don't cook
Laura
like
lead
this
the way because she's the professional.
I'm also showing for educational purposes, but I chop as I go as well. But I wanted to have everything done so I could talk you through it while you guys are cooking.
Ah.
Yeah. Did you have a question, Hillary?
So one of the things that I had, and when I was building, kind of thinking about building my soup, some of the flavors or the ingredients that I was thinking about putting in seem to conflict with one another. And I think that's really where I go awry. And then I'm like, oh my God, I have to throw this out. So like, so miso to me, that very umami kind of flavor doesn't always go with zucchini, say, which is what I have. So in terms of like those flavor boosters, how do I know what flavor booster to use with what I've got?
Yeah, that's a great question. Honestly, I like sometimes I'll just Google it, like, or ask Chat GPT, what's a flavor profile? And it'll give you like different flavors to go with different things. There's also different resources. The spice box, I can send Sandy some suggestions of other resources that you can use. What flavor profiles go with what. But I will say that there's no like hard and fast rule. Like just you can experiment and see what you like. If you're nervous about experimenting, do what you like and then just try adding a little bit of something else. So just add a little bit of miso, like maybe to the soup that you've already made and see, do I like this or not? Because it can be overwhelming to think there's so many choices and how do I know how to pair them?
Okay. All right. So like for me, I've got beans, zucchini, onion, celery, garlic, tomatoes. So should I use the miso, do you think, or should I use the lemon juice? Because I have both.
Yeah, well, I'm going to use the miso and I'm going to use some lemon juice. So I would try it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Take it away.
Okay, so let's get cooking. All right, so we're going to start by sauteing our onions. So you want to have an onion that's diced, and we're just going to let our pot heat up. So you want to have a big stock pot, especially because we have so many ingredients here. So um, I like my Dutch oven. Oh, thank you for showing us your view, Hillary, there. And Kate, can we see your view? Oh, lovely. You got everything chopped up. That looks great. All right, so I'm going to start my onions. And I have less onions because I have a lot of leeks here. So I'm going to have that kind of oniony taste twice. So we just want these onions, we're looking for them to soften up, release some of their moisture. I forgot to mention that I always add a little salt whenever I am sauteing onions because it helps them release their moisture. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt to your onions. And I like using kosher salt.
Unless you have hypertension, then maybe you don't want to add the salt. What do you think, Laura?
I'm just adding like a tiny bit of salt, but yes, if you're hypertensive, you would not want to add that. I'm actually working with some hypertensive patients right now, and the doctor came in and took all the salt off of our prep trays. So
That's funny.
I know. So I can hear my onions kind of sizzling away. I'm going to give them a couple of minutes.
I'm adding salt to my onions. I don't normally, but I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I watched something. It also like adds a different like flavor, right? Level to
Well,
the.
yes, and I will say that salt is the number one seasoning that we use when you're cooking, like from a professional standpoint. And when you're using salt, because it does add a lot of flavor, if you layer it and you start cooking with it in the beginning, you'll use a lot less later. So that's another reason if you're going to use salt, just start in the beginning. Oh, we have someone else joining us.
So who's that in the hat? LJ.
LJ. But I'll take my picture out. I don't know
Oh, I
how.
love your picture.
I know it looks like you're someplace warm. I think you should leave
I
it.
am.
Where are you?
Florida, visiting my cousin.
Oh, nice. Are you going to be cooking with us or just watching?
I'm just watching for today.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so I don't know where everyone else is, but my onions are definitely ready. Are you guys ready to move on to your next step?
Define ready, Laura.
What?
Are you
When
guys
it's
ready
ready.
to move on to adding your aromatics?
How do I know that they're ready?
So you want them to just be kind of soft and like kind of opaque. So I'm sure if they've been in there for a couple of minutes, they're fine because we're going to keep cooking them.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the aromatics, which is going to be your onions, celery, and whatever else you wanted to add in there. And
I thought you already added the onions.
I'm sorry, carrots and celery is what I meant to say. Thank you.
Oh.
Carrots, celery, and I have leeks in here, which look like onions.
Should we add the garlic yet or not yet?
I'm going to let these soften up a little bit and then add the garlic. I don't want my garlic to burn, so I'm going to wait just a little bit. Oh, now we have your your feet view.
I'm just going to mute LJ because the background noise. Wait, who's? Hang on.
Janet is dicing her onion. I can see. Looking good, Janet. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and let's add in your garlic, and I have ginger here, so I'm gonna add in my garlic and ginger because I've already softened up my aromatics a little bit. And now you should start to smell them.
So I don't know about anybody else, but since I didn't pre-cut anything, like I'm still waiting for my onions while I'm cutting my celery. So I don't know if anyone else needs to slow down a little bit,
Yeah, I can wait.
but it's okay. Just let us know, Kate and Hillary.
Okay.
Where are you guys at?
Yeah, you don't have to wait for me. I got a late start, so no worries. I'm paying attention.
I'm getting there. Yeah, they're getting soft, but not.
So basically, we're just softening them up a little bit. They're going to have lots of time to cook when they're in the pot. So
but I haven't added carrots or I don't like these.
it's okay, we can wait. Kate, how are you doing?
Sorry, I was away from my mouse. I'm doing well. I'm kind of where Sandy is, like my carrots and stuff are going, and I'm peeling. I have some ginger to peel and a few other things, but that's okay. I don't mind if you move on or
Okay. So what I would say at this point is if you're going to add tomato paste, you could add that now because you would want to caramelize that before we add in any liquid. However, if you're adding miso, which I know Hillary's going to do, we want to add the miso later because the heat is going to kill all those good anti-inflammatories in the miso. So we want to add that later.
Okay.
So add the tomato paste now.
Yeah, if you're sauteing your aromatics, you can add your tomato paste in with that to give it a little bit of a caramelization.
And one thing I do when I open like a can of tomato paste and I only needed a tablespoon or two last time, I'll put like blobs in a container and freeze it. And so now I just pull out one of these blobs from the freezer. And then I'm going to put this back in the freezer.
Yeah, I do the same thing, Sandy. I measure them though. Like I measure them into tablespoons. you know, because I like sometimes have to follow recipes. So, and then I know it's 1 tablespoon of tomato paste.
It might be hard for you to see, but I buy Trader Joe's
I love that.
and it comes in a tube. So
Yeah.
you just, it's almost like a tube of toothpaste. So you just squirt out what you need.
Yeah, that's what I use all the time, Kate, because it's so much easier and it's also concentrated, so you can use less when you use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And another tip for ginger, when I buy the big fresh root, I grate the whole thing and then I put it in a plastic bag and freeze it. And then and spread it out. And then when like now I want to use fresh ginger, I just pull whatever amount out of this plastic bag.
I love that. Also, you can
With turmeric too. I do the same thing. Sorry.
no, I was gonna say I also sometimes like I'll peel it and I'll cut it into medallions and freeze it, and then it's easy to grate it once it's frozen. Wow, those are great tips. Okay, so next up, my mise en place is definitely soft, so I'm gonna add in all my chopped veggies. So this is where you can add in your zucchini, your whatever, if you're using sweet potato. I've got cabbage in here. I also have mushrooms and add in some of those.
Laura, I just added the tomato sauce. How long do you have to wait?
The paste should take about like a minute. You just want to stir it around until it goes from being bright red to like brick red, and then it's good.
Okay, I wasn't sure because of what you said, like caramelization.
Yeah, caramelization means it's going from bright red to brick red and it's getting more intensified in flavor. So that's what you're doing. You're basically dry toasting your tomato paste.
Okay, one more question. Do I add the garlic now or after?
You can add it now. You could have added it before or you can add it now. That's fine.
I just know if you add it too soon, can it like become bitter or something?
Yes, that's why you don't want to add it with the aromatics. You want to add it right before we're going to add in the liquid.
Got it.
Not right before, but like maybe, you know, enough time so that it can release its deliciousness, but not get burnt. Okay, so once you've got your veggies in there, you're just going to saute them for a couple of minutes before we add in our beans, our tomatoes, and our broth or stock. I love this. Mine has all these beautiful colors in it. It looks amazing. I left the skin on my sweet potato, so that added like some nice color, and it'll add some good fiber too. Hillary, how are you doing there?
Good, good. I just did mushrooms and zucchini. I was a little worried about going, because I'm such a nervous cook, going too far.
Yeah.
So I just have mushrooms and zucchini because I thought they'd go well together.
Yeah, mushrooms and zucchini are great. I love that. Sandy, how are you doing?
Me?
Yeah.
I just added my sweet potato,
Okay.
but I still need to dice my red pepper and my zucchini that I'm gonna add.
Okay.
Oh, and my broccoli. Is that too much? Zucchini, red pepper, broccoli, and
What else do you have in there?
I have the ginger, turmeric, the celery, onion, carrots,
Oh,
my
broccoli.
aromatics. So for my veggies, I was going to do broccoli, zucchini, red pepper, and sweet potato. Does that sound like too much?
If you don't have time to do the broccoli, you could leave it out and just add like a leafy green at the end, which is
All right, I'm going to do that. I like that idea.
okay.
It feels like too much.
All right, so for the rest of us, I'm going to go ahead and add in my beans. I'm using a can of white beans or Great Northern beans that I rinsed off first to get rid of the extra sodium. And I have a can of low sodium chopped tomatoes. And then I have 4 cups of veggie stock, which I'm going to add in here and then bring it to a simmer. Now, if you have fresh herbs, I like to add them a little bit later so that they don't turn brown. And same with the miso. So I'm going to hold out my miso and my fresh herbs and add them a little bit later. And I'm going to add in the 4 cups of veggie stock. And then I'm going to bring it to a boil and let it simmer. So while it's doing that, you guys have plenty of time to catch up. Wow. I don't know if you can see this, but this is gorgeous color.
Yeah, we can see it. It's beautiful.
So in this also, once it comes to a boil and it simmers, we can taste it and see, maybe we don't want to add the miso. Maybe we just want to add some lemon and some fresh herbs. So that's like a good idea when you're cooking, is to taste as you go. And we highly recommend this when I'm working in person with students. I just go around with a spoon and I keep tasting their food so that they can season it and not wait until it's on the table. And then it's like too late to really change the flavor profile. But while you're still cooking it, you can really experiment. I mean, it's not too late to change it once it's on the table, but it's like harder to infuse the flavor. So Sandy, anything you want to add?
I was just thinking about, as I'm cutting this red pepper, if it almost counts. I mean, I know it's a vegetable, but it has a lot of vitamin C in it. So I
Yeah.
was thinking, from a food as medicine perspective, it's going to help increase the absorption of like other things. That's why when you make a soup, you're combining all these different active phytonutrients and antioxidants and all these variety of vegetables, the onions, the aromatics. Like that stuff doesn't just make it taste good, it's actually making it way more nutritious, kind of amplifying the nutrition.
Yeah, I love that. I'm just going to
You
go
know,
get
I know we muted LJ, but I'm curious if I could ask LJ a question.
Sure.
LJ, how you doing with the half and half? I don't know if she can hear me. Oh, well.
She left.
LJ's muted.
Oh, unmute. You want to unmute her and see if she can answer?
I can ask her to unmute, but I can't.
Oh, okay. I
Oh, wait,
unmuted.
she's unmuted.
Well, no, I'm still using half and half, but I did find grass-fed half and half.
I think of you every morning, LJ, when I'm pouring in my soy milk.
I did look at, other things, and I don't know, a lot of them, there's a lot of stuff in them. And I know dairy is not the greatest, but anyway, so that's what I'm doing.
That's great. I love it.
Have you considered trying like just half of the plant-based milk and half of the half and half, or just kind of ease into it?
Not a bad
That's you know what? That's a good suggestion. I haven't tried that or considered it, but I will.
Aw, that's good. Cool.
While we're cooking, does anybody want to talk about any other goals that you set and how that's going?
Oh yeah, I gotta say, so once I got back, I pulled out like a Kripalu cookbook I had from the past. And all of their recipes they're not strictly whole food entirely, but like I pulled out a pesto recipe that uses a lot of greens.
Mhm.
I've been using that, a lot of kale and stuff.
Nice.
I've been doing that a lot. I also pulled out a recipe I have the cookbook here, from the Blue Zones cookbook.
Yep.
And it's easier than you think. I've been doing my own miso soup, and you make your own dashi, which is the broth.
Yeah.
And it's easier than you think.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. So that's been really good.
It's great. So do you use that miso soup as a base for other things, or do you eat it as is?
Well, a little bit of both. I wind up throwing like tofu and extra greens in and stuff.
You can use it as a base for ramen too. It's usually like
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could use some like soba noodles or rice noodles in there, and
right.
Yeah. mushrooms, like dried shiitakes are really good.
Right,
Tofu, yeah.
right. Yeah, those are all good ideas.
It looks like Mary Kay just joined us. But I'm looking at the ceiling of your kitchen and not your your something. Mary Kay, are you there?
Hi, sis. She's my sister.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, hopefully she'll come back.
Okay. I have a question for you, Laura.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be making some cabbage and maybe potato soup, and I have a young Ukrainian woman living with me, and I think she might like that. So I'm debating about paprika, or she's not a big ginger fan, that's for sure. So I've got the
Hey,
onions and carrots,
something. Oh, sorry. I can't
celery,
really hear you. Can you speak up
Oh.
a little bit?
yeah. So I'm looking to make sort of a potato cabbage soup type of thing, and I'm wondering just paprika or what kind of spices. I have some thyme I could put in it. What do you think for
Well,
spices?
you said she's Ukrainian?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure Sandy can weigh in, but paprika I think would be really good with that.
Mhm.
What would you say, Sandy?
I was thinking like garlic and dill and black pepper.
Oh, okay. Cool. For the cabbage and potato soup?
Yeah, or like oregano, thyme, rosemary.
Oh,
like
yeah. So the
kind of
Italian spices. Okay.
maybe, but Laura, like whenever I use thyme, I'm sorry, whenever I use dill, I feel like I don't know what that goes with besides like lemon and salt and pepper. Like, what do you pair? Are there other like herbs and spices that you pair dill with?
Well, usually I use dill, like if I do a potato carrot soup, it goes really well with dill. Um, yeah, I mean, dried dill is a lot easier than fresh dill because it's not as, you know how fresh dill kind of like turns brown and then it's kind of
Yeah,
disintegrates.
yeah,
So, yeah,
I
I
do a
mean, if you're
lot of dill with cucumbers. Like if you made a salad with dill and cucumbers, I would add a little bit of like olive oil or veganese or something. But I mean, you could also do it just lemon juice and dill and cucumbers or something.
yeah. I was just asking if there's other herbs. Like I can never. Dill seems like it always just stands alone. Like
Yeah.
I would never put it with oregano or thyme or rosemary. Like it doesn't. Where like those all seem to go well together. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, like all basil, like those Italian spices seem to work well together.
Yeah.
Where I feel like whenever I use dill, I'm stuck and that's the end of it. I can add lemon and garlic, but I don't.
Yeah, you kind of are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do go bye-bye.
So
okay, Mary Kay, are you
Your
there?
problem again.
Okay. I just muted whoever was just the
Okay.
background noise. But feel free to unmute yourself if you want to join in the conversation.
But Janet, I also think that paprika would go good with that too. with
Yeah. I wanted
cabbage.
to Wow, share that I just bought some some well your way veg broth. So I didn't have a chance to thaw out my frozen veggie broth. So I'm gonna reconstitute this. It's really cool. It's like a whole just little small canister, and it's gonna make 22 quarts.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is it powdered or like
Yeah. Yeah, it's a powder, and it's on Well Your Way, Well Your World. And that's one of the participants, I don't know that she's here, had recommended Well Your World for products, and I'm really excited about trying it. I also bought a cheese sauce from them, so I'm going to try that out. It's a powdered cheese sauce.
sounds good?
Yeah.
It's a vegan powdered cheese sauce.
Yeah. Yeah. The Well Your Wet World is very much low, no SOS products, and I was really pleased to see that. So it's another option, just like Plant Strong.
Ah.
Yeah.
Laura, I have made your chickpea salad. You had those cards at the table. The
Yeah.
chickpea salad sandwich. I have made that, I think, since I've been home. And what has it been, like 2 weeks since we were all together? 3 weeks? I have made that twice now. My daughter is eating it by the bowlful, and she's like a picky eater, so it has become a family favorite.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that was Sandy's recipe. I have a version of it as well. The mock tuna salad you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's so good.
I've been eating that as well. And what I like about that too, even if you don't have all the ingredients, it still comes out pretty good.
Yeah, you can put anything in there that you want too, right? I like to put I put pickles in mine. I don't think that's on your recipe.
It is. We do pickles.
Okay. Pickles and like red onion or shallot, and I use yogurt in mine. Like you can do plant-based yogurt, lemon. You could put dill in there. That'd be really good.
I've been putting fresh dill in and vegan mayonnaise, yeah, and a little bit of mustard, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you check out the Plant Docs version, you know, I'm not a veganase fan, and the reason is because one of the main ingredients in veganase is oil. So it's just like mixing oil. So if you're looking to lower your blood pressure and cholesterol, or if you have diabetes, I would avoid veganase. And our recipe uses tahini and then the aquafaba from the chickpeas, and then lemon juice as like the three liquids to make it's really good.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
It is so good. And I'm so glad that I started making that. I made a good batch of it yesterday. So
Yeah, we get a lot of feedback that it becomes like a staple for like a lunch item or to add to a salad. And it's very high protein. And when you add the tahini, you're upping the calcium in it. So yeah, and it's super tasty.
and it's super creamy too. You'd think
Yes.
you need the veganese, but you don't. Yeah.
So I'm just giving my veggies a stir here so I can see they're definitely starting to cook down.
And Laura, are you adding a leafy green to yours?
Yeah, I have spinach. I'm going to add that at the end.
I'm going to use, I found this beautiful purple kale or red Russian kale, I think it's called, with the purple stems.
Yeah.
So,
Just FYI, it might turn your soup purple.
good to know.
Yeah.
Still going in.
Yeah, that's fine. I just was going to warn people because what did I make? Oh, we made a ratatouille with beets and everything was pink, which I didn't mind at all, but some people found it a little off-putting. So just remember, if you're going to be using something purple, it might turn your whole dish that way, like purple cabbage or, like I said, beets or, yeah.
Yeah, the beet. And then the problem with that, like if you make a beet soup and you add potatoes and carrots and other vegetables, they all turn purple and it's hard to know what you're eating.
Exactly. I know.
Because visually they all look like the color of beets.
Yeah, and they're all the same size, so it's hard to tell.
And this kale will probably, if you're using kale or collards, it would probably take a little longer. The spinach just needs like a few seconds or a minute to wilt, but collard is a little tougher, right? So maybe like 5 minutes or.
Yeah, well, you'll just see like depending on when it starts to wilt. But what I would do is I would de-stem it, chop up the stems really fine, cook them with the other veggies, and then throw the greens in later. Because the little stems take longer to cook.
If you're using them. I usually throw out the kale stems. Do you eat them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Only if you chop them up though. That's why I was saying that is probably what's going to turn it red, because those are the red ones, right?
Oh, I threw out the stems.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're good.
That's because they're kind of tough. But
Right, well, that's why I say you saute it with the veggies and then they're not tough.
It softens them up.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just like celery. Think of it like celery.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, I have to show you. I did an internet search. I found tahini that has the hulls or the part of the seeds. And I ordered it and got it online and it is good. It's a little bit darker color than regular tahini, but it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have the same brand.
Oh, yeah.
It's Pepperwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's darker, but it's really tasty.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I love that because the hull, it has like, it's like a whole grain.
Right.
Close to the other, which has the outer hull stripped. It's still very healthy, but this is better because it has everything, the whole.
Yeah.
it ran the germ and the endosperm in there.
Yeah, I've been happy with it.
That's awesome. All right, at this point, I have 10-minute farro, so I'm going to add some of that in, like about a half a cup. Just because I like a little more body in my soup, and I might need to add a little bit more liquid because that's going to need some liquid to absorb it. So it just really depends on, what consistency you want. I'm going to get a little more water to add in. And since you said about the miso, I'm not going to add my miso in. I'm going to taste it before I add it in. I'm going to add in some thyme and lemon, but again, a little bit later. I'm going to wait till it gets a little bit more done.
So you said you had 10-minute farro, right? So I'm assuming that's like the time, the cook time is the 10-minute?
Yeah.
So I have 30-minute farro.
Oh, well, you can add it in now and then, if you just leave it on the stove after everything's done, it'll cook, or you could cook it separately and then add it in.
Okay.
It's up to you, because what's going to happen is it's going to absorb more of the soup. So one thing you can do, keep your soup separate, make your grain, and then you can add in as much grain as you want when you serve it. And that way it's a little more versatile and you can use that grain for something else, or you can pop it in the soup. It's up to you.
Okay, I'll wait. Okay, thank you.
That's what I usually do. I usually keep the grain separate. So I have this barley that I made for another recipe. It was like an any bean, any green, any grain recipe. And then I'm just going to heat up just the amount that I need and put like a third of a cup, about maybe a half a cup if you want to go up on your grains, in each bowl, and then pour the soup over it.
Yeah, so either way works. So I'm going to see how my veggies are doing. I'm going to give them the fork test. So you want to take a fork and just pierce your veggies and see if they're fork tender. They're not quite there, but they're getting there. So Mary Kay, hi, welcome. You're on mute right now. Can you unmute yourself? Or I don't know if Sandy muted you.
I finally learned how to get my rotated image corrected. I was on my side. I've never had that happen before.
Are you cooking with us, Mary Kay?
No. I had 6 o'clock on my calendar for this class. And so I'm not prepared, but I definitely want to be here.
Okay, great. So how are you going with your goals so far?
My goals?
Yeah, from the weekend.
I need Janet here.
Well, there she is.
She's also going to come visit in April.
We're going to go through your pantry if you don't mind.
Oh, I might mind that.
I know. Well, maybe you want to think about whether you want me to go through your pantry or not.
I'll try to go through it myself first. Okay. It's a process.
It is a process, yeah. And it's all about practice. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Yeah.
But I do think if you have your pantry set up for success, which can be a transition, then it's going to be easier. Like if you don't have things. I spent 2 hours at a client's house the other day doing just that. It was so fun because I was the one who got to throw everything out, and she was so more than willing to throw out everything that I said, do you know this has like high fructose corn syrup as the second ingredient? She's like, get rid of it.
Yeah.
But then at the end, she was like, had this refreshed pantry with all stuff she felt good about eating, with a list of things that she needed to add. And then when you walk into the kitchen and that's what you have for choices, like then you're set up for success.
True. Yeah. Well, I think a lot of what I'm eating is permissible, but I'm not doing sort of the creative stuff that you guys taught me. So,
Well, this is, this soup that we're making doesn't involve a lot of creativity. It's just like putting everything in the pot and cooking it. So hopefully
uh-huh.
it's not too intimidating.
Yeah.
We just used a lot of different variety because I had all these things, but you don't need to have that many different things in your soup. You can just really
Right.
and
I'd love
I
Sorry,
did.
I'd love to hear from everyone what vegetables that everyone chose. But Mary Kay, did you want to say something else?
No, just that I did make the smoothie with Janet when she had her class. Was it last week? And I ended up, adding stuff, make it to where I would like it more. But it's all, acceptable things, and I think it tastes really good now. So
Oh, good.
it was a mango smoothie, and I'm not really crazy about mango, so I had to, add some other things. I added cantaloupe and pears and banana and
Yeah.
some oat yogurt. So
Okay.
like I said, it's good stuff. But
Sweet.
yeah,
Mom, or yeah. Do you remember when Mom used to make the cabbage, potato, and sausage?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna make something similar to that today, but it's not gonna have the sausage. It'll have like maybe some white beans or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I've made I know it's not the healthiest because it's processed, but to that cabbage, potato, white bean, I love that. I might add like a fennel vegan sausage. And I've done that before.
Hmm.
Because there's a recipe, I think it's on our website. There's like an Irish stew
Yeah.
that's kind of cabbage. It's similar to that.
Yeah. Well, St.
Really?
Patrick's Day is coming up.
Exactly.
I'll have to try to find that vegan.
I can send it to you. I'll find it.
Okay, cool.
So what other so Hillary, you said you had mushrooms and cabbage and what else?
No, just mushrooms and zucchini and the diced tomatoes. And in my aromatics, I had celery.
Okay. And what do you have, Kate? What do you have there?
You're muted.
She's talking.
Kate, you're muted.
Sorry. I was saying I went in a little bit of a different direction and combined with a slightly different recipe I had. I'm just about done. I did carrots. It's heavy carrots. And then you add red lentils. And I'm pretty much finished cooking. Like the red lentils cook up pretty quick. And then I just added some coconut milk and I'm going to let it just cool a tiny bit. And then I'm going to immersion blender it. I'll show you what it looks like in the pot.
Oh, wow.
That's what it looks like. And my kids have already come through and said, it smells good. What are you cooking?
Does it have ginger in there?
Yes, I chopped up a lot of fresh ginger.
And garlic?
No garlic, but the turmeric, fresh turmeric, and ginger.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
Yeah, it is. It's actually it's from Real Simple.
Yeah.
It's a recipe.
Yeah, I've made that before. Well, very similar. Melissa Clark's recipe from the New York Times is very similar.
Yeah, but I like how few ingredients are in it, but it sounds like an amazing combo.
Yeah, I mean, you do very similar to what we're doing here, like the vegetable, you do the aromatics and then the vegetable broth and everything. It's just a little heavier on the ginger and turmeric. And you actually add a little cumin and then finish with the coconut milk.
Yeah.
And I did the low fat coconut.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You could serve that over like a brown rice too, if you wanted to beef it up a little bit. Yeah. Or like a naan, like a whole
Oh,
wheat.
right. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give my soup a taste because it looks like my veggies are getting nice and soft. So let's taste it and see what you think, if yours is at that point. Oh, wow. Nice.
Laura, did you add the miso or you said you were going to do lemon? Did you add those yet?
No, because you want to add that at the end. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in my leafy greens because my other veggies are soft. So if your veggies are soft, you can add in as much leafy greens as you want. They're going to cook way down, so don't be afraid to add in more than you think you need. I'm just going to add in all this baby spinach. And it's going to wilt right in. This is going to end up being like a porridge. It's so thick because I have so much in here. Everything but the kitchen sink, but that's the way I like it. I like mine nice and chunky because I feel like it's more like a meal if it's very
Are
chunky.
you going to freeze any of it, Laura?
Oh yeah, I definitely will because I'll have a lot. Because it's just me.
Yeah. Do you use those super cubes or do you just use how do you do it?
So I do. I have those cube, they look like ice cube trays, but they're like a cup version. Yeah. So generally what I do is I'll put it on a cookie sheet because my freezer isn't that big and I'll freeze it and then I pop them out and I put them in baggies so that I have more room. So my spinach is already cooked down. So now I have some fresh thyme. So now's the time you could put your fresh spices in and your lemon juice. And if you're gonna try the miso, you can put that in. Maybe I'll put a little of that in just to try it. So,
Laura, can we talk quantities, please?
for what? The miso?
Everything, because it's like you put it like I remember asking my mother as a kid, like how much do I put in? She goes, like, and so like I don't really know. So
Okay.
like what do I?
So
How much?
I
Like
put in half a lemon.
okay,
Put
unfortunately,
in a tablespoon of fresh thyme, and I haven't put the miso in yet because I want to taste it first. So let's taste it before we add in anything else and see what you think. It might not need anything else. Wow. What a difference the fresh herbs make in the lemon. I mean, personally, and to your point, Hillary, I don't think it needs the miso to enhance the flavor because I think it tastes really good and that's what it's there for. So if you think yours is lacking in something, you can add a little bit of miso. It's going to give it a more umami taste. But with these kind of vegetables, I think that just the brightness of the lemon and the freshness of the herb does it for me. So I'm going to stop here, but I am going to garnish it with some fresh cilantro when I serve it. Where are you, Sandy, in yours?
I just added the half of a lemon
Okay.
and then I'm sampling it. And sometimes I added like a teeny bit of miso to my sample just so I could see what it would taste like if I added miso without adding, committing to the whole bowl.
What do you think?
It's too hot to try.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. I also have some avocado that I'm going to maybe put on top.
Oh, that's a great idea. Then you have the healthy fat. That helps with nutrient absorption too.
Oh, see, and I just did it because I like it. Didn't realize it. What do you think about it?
I love miso, but it does taste very different.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because it's like kind of like a minestrone soup, and miso's like Japanese. So,
Exactly.
like, I get what you're saying when is that Hillary is like, yeah.
Yeah, when I read the recipe, I was like, "Ooh, good, I can add miso." But then when I looked at the soup and the, kind of like the profile of it, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna go.
Yeah, I think if you chose like, bok choy and broccoli and
Sweet peas, like peas, like edamame and
yeah,
sweet
yeah, for the beans. So you'd go in that direction, and then you could add a little tamari and a little miso and ginger, and then like those flavors all work together.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to add the miso to the whole thing. I agree with you.
And Hillary, that was like such a good question that you asked at the beginning, because how do you know if it goes together? So you were good to question that and then experiment.
And this is, yeah, one way to do it is take just I took a couple spoonfuls out and just added a tiny bit of miso just to see
I love that.
without, yeah, you don't want to wreck the whole pot.
Mm. Wow.
I don't think it would have wrecked the whole pot, by the way. It's just different.
Mhm. Well, I'm going to turn mine off because it's done. But just so you know, like what's going to happen, since I do have my farro in there, overnight it's going to absorb more of that liquid, so it's going to get thicker. So that's why I always like to have veggie stock available. Or you can add water to thin it out, or you can add stock, but I use the powdered stock like Janet does, and then it's really easy to just add some water and it adds a little more flavor. Or you can make your veggie stock and freeze it and then pop it out and put it in the ice cube version into your soup too.
Yeah, it's the first time I've used the powdered version.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's so easy. But you can always use water too. Like you don't have to use the stock. It just adds a little more flavor.
Do you like the veggie bouillon stuff that's kind of in a paste in a jar?
Yeah, I use that better than bouillon, the low sodium version, because it has a ton of salt in it.
Yeah,
And
it's
it
true.
really, I think it interferes with the rest, aside from the health benefits, it interferes with the recipe because you really want stock to be very neutral because it's an ingredient, not, I mean, it's not going to be like a standalone thing. It's just supposed to add to
I
your
see.
recipe.
I have one other question about spices. Someone gave me this. It's called Mother-in-law's gochujang garu Korean chili
Oh
flakes.
yeah, it's gochujang, gochujang.
Yeah, and I think it's mostly sort of paprika is one of the main
No,
ingredients.
no, it's chili peppers. It's
Okay.
Korean chili pepper.
Yeah, but it's not super hot, I don't think, right?
It is. I mean,
Oh dear.
no. But it usually, well, at least I've always had it in a paste, not in a powder form. But
Yeah.
it's a chili paste, but it's a little on the sweet side, so it's not as spicy as some chili paste, but it's definitely a chili paste. So
Oh,
definitely.
okay. I'll be careful.
So is yours a powder or is it a paste?
It's flakes. It's
Okay. So
flakes.
what you could do to kind of temper that is you could mix it with some tomato paste and
Okay.
put it into like a paste, and the tomato paste will kind of offset a little bit of the heat. Were you going to say something about that, Sandy?
I was looking for my paste, but I couldn't find it. But I love gochujang. Yeah, but I don't think to use it. It's kind of one of those things. I've gotten used to miso, but I guess anything that's along those lines, maybe you could add it to give it a little spice.
Yeah. It also makes a really good like barbecue sauce. So if you want to barbecue tofu, you could use that. It's really good.
That sounds great. This is my soup. I don't know if you can see my food view. It looks very similar to yours. It's just, a ton of colors and like all the colors in the rainbow. I love the big chunks of zucchini that are in there mixed with the orange sweet potatoes and the red peppers, and then the kale, purple kale. So it's just got all the colors of the rainbow, and it's, I think, paired with this barley, it's going to be really good.
Can you unfreeze your food view is frozen for some reason. That view of your camera on your iPad.
Oh, it is. Look at me. I look like I'm doing something important.
It
I
looked
don't
like
know
that
how
for
to
the last
unfreeze
hour.
it. I don't know how to unfreeze it though, because it was unintentional.
Okay.
It must be a internet thing. Let me see.
So I'm curious, Hillary, how is yours coming out?
Do you want to see?
Yeah, I'd love to see.
All right. Sorry if I make everybody motion sick by moving this. I don't know. Can you see?
Oh yeah, it looks beautiful. Wow, look at all those veggies in there. Looks great. What did you decide to do with the farro? Are you going to cook it separately or did you put it in?
Cook it separate. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you taste your soup yet?
I did. It does not suck. So I'm like very excited.
That is the highest praise.
Well, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. What do you say so? And I'm excited about adding a little avocado to the top. I have some, so I think I'll do that.
Perfect. I'll plate some of mine so you can see what it looks like. Wow, this is like quite the stew. All right, so I'm gonna get some avocado.
I'm gonna do that too. I love the idea of putting diced avocado on top.
Yeah.
And cilantro.
Yep, I've got that also. So Sandy, when's your next class?
I believe it is, let me tell you exactly. March 22nd is our next Plant Docs cooking class. And that's when we're going to be making, focusing on plant-based protein, seitan and tempeh. Yeah. And Janet, why don't you tell them about the 2 Food for Life classes coming up? Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, so this Thursday we're doing food and mood.
So that's the 12th, right?
Yeah. And encouraging people to gather ingredients for a warm cherry apple compote, which we can make together. And there'll be a couple other things we'll be learning about. I'll be sharing a video of jerk sauce and marinating that in like with either tofu or portobello mushroom and making either tacos or some sort of bowl out of that. Yeah, so come join for that. And then the next one is 2 weeks later. It's Foods for Fitness and Strong Bones. And we're doing March Madness discount. It's not free, but it's $15 a class, so it's pretty cheap, and it'll be fun. And there'll be an educational video and interaction and discussion.
Sounds great.
How their topic, because what you eat is so important to mental health and anxiety, depression, and mood, and so she's gonna dive into that on Thursday. And then we have another Jumpstart coming up in April, which I'm excited about too, but you guys kind of did that all in one weekend. But if you're interested in doing it again, spread out over 5 weeks, we have that coming up in April.
Sounds good.
Good. I'm gonna jump. I'm pretty much done, and I'm gonna go outside and help my husband with some yard work. So, but this was great. It was good to see everyone again.
You too.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. Thanks
Yeah.
for sharing what you made.
Of course. Yeah, thanks. Take care.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
All right. Anyone else want to share anything before we hop off, or any questions? Doesn't have to be about the recipe. It could be about anything. All right. Well, stay in touch. If you guys have any questions, join one of our cooking classes. And Laura, do you have any cooking classes coming up with New Cook?
Not online. They're all in person right now. So I'll keep you posted.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. Thank you.
Great to see you again.
Bye.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Sandy.